Game Informer magazines were one of the best things to look forward to at the beginning of a new month. It was the only time I'd be excited to check the mail. When I was in high school, the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube systems were the main consoles to embrace, and personally, I think that was when gaming was at its peak, especially because for the portable handhelds, for that era, we had the Nintendo DS and the PSP. What a hell of a good time to be a gamer. And Game Informer magazines were there to give us all the news, cheats, secrets, and insight on the latest games for consoles, PC, and handhelds. But let's talk about this particular issue here. Issue number 153, releasing in January of 2006. Why this one? Because the beauty of every issue releasing in January was that they would always make a bunch of lists defining the games that released that previous year. Lists like top 10 heroes of 2005 games, top villains, top publishers, developers, so it was like a kick-ass recap. The fan art released for that month was submitted by nothing but the best. These are all great. I can't say I agree with the winner of that month though, only because the art pieces below give off a more advanced artistry. Not that it matters now since all these artists, they've likely improved over the years, but what do you think? Looking at the good, the bad, and the ugly section, they put the Game Boy Micro as a good thing? What? It says as a thank you to fans, Nintendo has released a retro Game Boy Micro honoring the 20th anniversary of the NES system. Wait, so that's why the Game Boy Micro looks like an NES control? Huh, I didn't know that. Were there any fans of the Game Boy Micro though? I couldn't get into a smaller screen, especially in the mid-2000s, and getting a bigger screen on a Game Boy handheld, or on a gaming handheld, was like the upgrade. So naturally, this looked like a major downgrade. I never got a hold of one. Anyone ever like these? Driver Vegas, a driver game only on Java mobile games. Man, cell phone games were so much fun when they first started coming out. I've always been a fan of pixel art, so when games were starting to be included in cell phones, it was like reliving the NES days, and SNES. I'll talk more about Java mobile games in a separate video. I just had to look at this and let you guys know. The good days. I'll talk more about Java mobile games in a separate video. And the same goes for this other ad right here. Jamster. Seriously, what the hell happened to creative ringtones? And like screensavers and custom notification sounds for your phone? This doesn't exist anymore. We used to be able to customize the crap out of our phones. And now we're only allowed like a small list of generic sounds to choose from. Yeah, if you want to hear more about Jamster and the days when creativity was key, let me know. Here's a section every gamer can enjoy. Collectible figures. These are from the American International Toy Fair of 2005. They got toys and collectible figures though. Is that the BFG from the Doom film? It doesn't say it's based on the model from the film, but I'm a fan of the film, so I'll take it. Damn, some of these prices are too good. Those two Resident Evil 4 figures went for only $12? $10 for the reptile from Shaolin Monks? Oh god, I missed out. Alright, let's get started on the top 50 list of best games of 2005. I don't know why, but they didn't number them, which is very important when the list is as high as 50, and they're listing them from best to worst. So right away we see which games are the top 3. Damn it, Game Informer writers, you spoiled the surprise. Now I haven't played Mercenaries Playground of Destruction yet, and I don't plan on playing any Zelda games anytime soon, but I can definitely agree that the original Resident Evil 4 was chosen as the #1 game on the list of top 50 best games of 2005. Yep, that game is that great. However, there are some things that did not age well for the game, such as, the tank controls and aim sensitivity, which could not be changed. But for some reason, these things did not bother me or any of us who played the game when it came out on the GameCube or PS2. It's weird how you can love a game so much to the point of completing it numerous times, and now, after so many years, I can't help but get irritated and annoyed by how slow the aim sensitivity is in it. And now the only way I can actually fully enjoy the original RE4 is if I'm playing it on the Wii. Because apparently that's the only version that allows you to change the aim sensitivity because, the Wii included motion controls. Aside from RE4, My God, will you look at the games that came out in 2005? So many fantastic games that year. It's unbelievable. God of War made its debut that year. We also got Fight Night Round 2. I loved it. Time Splitters 3. Well, it's called Time Splitters Future Perfect, but it's basically part 3. They only made 3, so. Anyways, that's a badass game. By all means. I would say it deserves a 10 out of 10. And its own video series. But can you believe that it came out on the same day as the first God of War? Again, what a hell of a year to be releasing these games. Jade Empire also came out that year, MK Shaolin Monks as well. I'm just naming off the ones I grew up playing with. So if I'm skipping some years because I didn't grow up with them. The Warriors, another great classic based on a great 70s classic. Oh, Rockstar. You were so amazing, and look at that, they also released another game. They released 2 games? Damn, Rockstar. What the hell? Anyways, let's look at more of the list here. Oh, man. The first Guitar Hero came out in 2005. Man. I was 15 at the time, and little did I know that it was going to be possibly the greatest year of gaming history. This is devastating, especially when you realize that this will never be experienced ever again. Because as long as games continue to be released in their early beta stages with a whopping $100 price tag, we will never get another set of great games released in the same year. Modern business practices are destroying any chances of receiving a complete product these days, and I don't see that changing for the better, sadly. Anyways, did anyone ever buy this game on PC? It's called The Movies, a game where you create your own movie. You get to direct, manage a production budget, whatever it says in the description here. And I wish this game had come out on home consoles because, I always wanted to make movies and this felt like the closest I could ever get to that opportunity. And let's move on to the top 10 disappointments of 2005. Look at that, they list you as number 5 on the biggest disappointments of that year. They wrote, great games come out every year that the general gaming population doesn't latch onto. The lack of sales means less experimentation and evolution in the pastime we all love so much. Get out there and buy what's good, support what you love, and give weird a chance. Yeah, that's a load of crap when you look at another of their lists here on the top 10 worst games of 2005 because they put games like Death by Degrees on that list. That game was Batman Arkham before the Batman Arkham series. It's a game where you explore the environments, solve puzzles, and even its combat mechanics are quite similar. Let's see what they wrote. Combining all the traditional shortcomings of the action genre while innovating new ways to suck. Death by Degrees deserves a special achievement award in the field of most shameless debasement of a beloved franchise. We hear that the Tekken games have officially disowned this one. The Tekken games? You mean the fans? Cause yeah, for some reason fans did not give this game a chance either. So I think it's very possible that these guys didn't bother trying it either, since this description doesn't explain anything within the game such as characters, story, gameplay, graphics, sound, anything. Don't worry, in case you need examples of why I'm defending that game, I'll soon make a vid showing all the pros and cons about it. Recently I've been going back to try a lot of games that got a bad rep, and I'm glad I have because if I listen to the popular opinions instead of checking these games out for myself, I'd be missing out on a lot of quality products. And I know it ain't fair to the devs that actually worked hard on it because we are talking about devs that worked on a game from the mid-2000s. The era where games were released in a fully complete state. Yeah, you know damn well you better give those games a chance. They deserve it. Going to the top 10 heroes of that year, they put Leon from RE4 on number 3. They wrote, he may look a bit like David Bowie, but Leon ain't no delicate glam rocker. Resident Evil 4 is the craziest adventure of the year, and Leon handled the hordes of possessed villagers, giant fish, and more with grit and determination. Plus, he wasn't in the horrible Resident Evil Apocalypse movie, which is a big plus. See, here they actually gave a little description that lets you know that they actually played the game. Funny how now that we have 20 Resi flicks, to which they kept getting worse, now people are starting to say that Resident Evil Apocalypse was a pretty good film. That's just too funny. Like this here, looking at the top 10 publishers and developers of '05. EA was once known as the greatest publishers in gaming history. Same goes for the companies listed below. My oh my, have times and companies truly changed. The top 10 moments of 2005 included a knife fight against Krauser and RE4 for the number 2 spot on the list. They said, any other game might reach this point and offer players an exciting cinematic conflict to watch, but RE4 is too good for all that. Instead, the incredible martial arts infused conflict is still a cutscene, but one you control. If the rest of the game had us on the edge of our seats, we fell off that edge when the knives came out. Yeah, they got that description down accurately. And for this, I'd say it's both surprising and ballsy for the devs that worked on the RE4 remake, because they decided to not make Krauser's knife fight be the QuickTime events we see. They outdid themselves in both versions. Krauser made it on the number 7 spot for top 10 villains of that year. Very, very understandable. I remember this list, the top 10 dorks of 05, and I only remember it because of this guy right here. Johnny Cage from Shaolin Monks.
So what happens now?
I will try to rebuild this realm according to my true father's wishes.
I meant between us.
Whoever said anything about there being an us?
She's hot. And she picks Liu Kang over me? What's wrong with this picture? Maybe I have time to find that clone of hers somebody mentioned.
Yeah, he's corny as hell. But then again, so are these two Shaolin monks.
Are you okay?
Well, there you have it. This was a great Game Informer issue to look back at. So what's your favorite? Assuming someone else out there has a particular issue that stood out the most and had you revisiting it more than a few times. Let everyone know in the comments. And with that said, that's it for the video. Thank you all for taking the time to watch this video, and if you truly enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content from this jabroni. I cover lore videos, facts, movies, and game reviews, all based on my favorite franchises such as Resident Evil, The King of Fighters, Mortal Kombat, Celebrity Deathmatch, The Mask, Dragon Ball, The Terminator, TMNT, and more. I'd like to give a very special thanks to all my Patreon supporters. This video is for you, and I hope you like seeing your name at the end credits of this video. And if you too would like to see your name at the end of a new vid, be sure to join my Patreon, where you also get to receive exclusive videos and updates such as new art panels for my Resident Evil Outbreak comic that I'm working on. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next video, and remember to have an awesome day.